Peace, world. How you doing? It's your brother Mikey Fever. Welcome to another episode of NYP Talk Show, the most realest podcast within this conscious sphere. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. We got super chats. We have merch on the website. Do share, do comment, do repost. Hit that bell notification to get updates and subscribe. It's very important for our movement. As you can see, we get a lot of, you know, a few backlash and hate from the people out there, but we're gonna keep this train moving because that's what we about. Elevating and keep things moving. We don't operate in fear. So whatever you wanna do, you better do it right. Without further ado, tonight we got our good brother. It's my first time working with him tonight, but it's gonna be a great show. Salman Sheikh. Welcome, brother.
Greetings and peace, everyone. I would like to start with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Peace be with you and yours. Sending greetings and salutations and brotherly love for Brother Mikey Fever, the NYP Talk Show family, Brother Ron Brown. And today's presentation I dedicate to all of you, which basically shows numerology from the concept of Islam and also relating it to what we know as the 5% movement, our brothers and sisters of the 5%. So this presentation here is basically the esoteric inquiry into the Abjad numerology, the Ilm al-Huruf, and the cosmic codes of Islamic mysticism, and of course relating it to our brothers and sisters of the 5% nation. Peace to the gods and the earths, and I send my greetings to them also.
Peace, peace.
And
peace.
a disclaimer. Thank you, brother. So the disclaimer here is that this is basically for entertainment and education purposes. I do not represent any individual or group. I represent myself only. And this is not to encourage you to join anything, but just take the teachings and apply them to your life.
That's dope right there.
So first we look at the roots of the Abjad notation. Now, what we know as even Gematria, right, in Kabbalah, it actually came from the Abjad. And the systematic origins of the Abjad system is a decimal alphabetical numeral system in which each of the 28 letters of the Arabic alphabet is assigned a specific numerical value. This historical practice traces its structural system back to Semitic origins, mapping the universe sequentially from Aleph, which is 1, to Gain, which is 1,000. Now, this system, it provided a systematic mathematical structure to letters, mapping physical measurements alongside metaphysical realities. Now, this system in Kabbalah and Abjad and all of this Gematria was developed in Moorish Spain. So the Moors, when they were in Spain during the golden era of Al-Andalus, Sufi polymaths and occultists synthesized the Abjad matrix with the Andalusian cosmic sciences. Figures like Ibn Barajan and the great Sheikh al-Akbar ibn Arabi codified the mathematical values to understand the dynamic repeating patterns of the divine breath. Andalusian Spain became the primary forge where the intellectual mechanics of Abjad were fully structured. And it was the Moors that not only taught the Europeans how to bathe, but gave them the arts and sciences and brought Europe from darkness into the light.
Mm.
Then we have the science of the letters, the Ilm al-Huruf. Now, this is a triune nature of every letter, right? So each letter of the sacred alphabet is not merely a linguistic tool, but a living cosmic entity. It is
Mhm.
comprised of three essential elements: a physical body, which is its glyphs or written form, a spiritual soul, its energetic vibration, and a numerical brain, its exact abjad decimal value.
Okay.
The Nafas al-Rahman, the breath of the merciful. In Akbarian cosmology, creation occurred as a primordial divine breath passing through the absolute metaphysical vocal tract of existence. Each articulation point generated a specific letter, meaning all physical objects are frozen vibrations of letters. And we also have the four realities, the four elemental categorizations. Now, the Sufi scholars systematically categorized the letters into four groups based on elemental properties: hot, which is fire; cold,
Mm-hmm.
air; wet, water; and dry, earth. This classification allowed practitioners to construct mathematical balances to neutralize physical illnesses.
Mm.
Now we get to the sovereign secret of the Ba. The abjad value of Ba is number 2. This is the first creation point. The letter Ba represents the transition from absolute, unmanifested unity to the relative world of multiplicity and creation. It is the very first letter of the Aleph of the opening verse of the Quran, Bismillah. Now, under the horizontal stroke of the Ba sits a singular absolute dot. Sufi masters teach that this dot is the primordial seed of all matter, the nucleus of the cosmic atom around which the physical universe spins. To understand the Ba is to hold the literal key to heaven. Now, the secret of the missing Bismillah. Now, Surah Toba, right, the At-Toba anomaly, chapter 9, Surah 9 of the Quran, At-Toba, is unique because it is the only surah that does not begin with the protective phrase, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In Sufi mathematics, the omission acts as a profound warning system, directing the seeker's attention to the number 9. The absence of the Bismillah signals a raw, unmediated field of purification and transition. Now, the threshold of the gate. The first 8 chapters begin with Aleph, 1, or Ya, 10. Chapter 9 begins directly with the letter Ba of Bara'atun, and the Abjad matrix. 9 is the absolute limit of the single digit system, representing the 9 months of human gestation and the ultimate gate of spiritual completion. It shows that the first 8 digits support the throne, while the ninth is a sovereign force that sits upon it.
Mm.
Now, the primordial dot of reality. Now you have Imam Ali, Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib, right? And he says that all secrets of the heavenly scriptures are in the Quran. All secrets of the Quran are in Al-Fatiha. All secrets of Al-Fatiha are in Bismillah. And all secrets of Bismillah are in the letter Ba. And I am the dot beneath the Ba. Now, this
Mm.
classic esoteric transmission asserts that the entire cosmic matrix is compressed into the singular point of divine consciousness, represented by the structural dot of the first letter.
Mm.
And in the Sufi metaphysics and in the Sufi sciences, everything goes back to Imam Ali. And if you connect and make that relation with Imam Ali alayhi salam, then that kind of creates a lot of beautiful things for you. Now we come to the quadrant of creation, the hidden sum, number 4, the
Mm.
elemental formula of Ba, Aleph, and Hamza. If we write the letter Ba exactly as it is pronounced, it is spelled out as Ba, Aleph, and Hamza. The structural abjad sum of this phonetic spelling yields Ba is 2, Aleph is 1, Hamza is 1, and it equals 4. The number 4 governs the physical world, representing earth, fire, water, and air. This is why the call to prayer, the adhan, declares Allahu Akbar exactly 4 times initially, to align the physical 4-element human vessel within the hidden numerical architecture of the cosmic Ba.
Wow. Wow.
So it's all about everything is done by the numbers, and it is really true about that.
So that's like the Yod concept of Yod He Vahe Kabbalah of the four.
Basically, and if you look at all of this stuff, my brother, it all developed in Baghdad's Islamic Golden Age, where they allowed the Jewish scholars to flourish under Islamic rule, and also the Moorish presence in Spain, and how a lot
Exactly.
of this stuff was interconnected and interrelated. And that was the goal of the church at that time, was to destroy intellectual knowledge. It was not just about the Spanish Inquisition kicking out the Moors in Spain. It was about erasing their knowledge and presence wherever it may be. And I'm glad in today's age we're claiming all of that back. And even the Pope himself is apologizing for the slavery.
I heard about that. I read about that. Yeah.
Yep,
This
yep.
is this presentation is yep. I'm already loving this presentation because
Thank you, brother. So, as we move on to the 19th letter binary framework, we see this table broken down in three categories: the structural matrix layer, the numerical text count, and the cosmic and physical significance.
Mhm.
The Bismillah alphabet count is 19 distinct letters, the core mathematical coefficient governing the entire physical design of the Quran. And if you recite Bismillah Rahman Rahim 19 times before you leave the house, you go into your job, you go into school, you'll be protected during that entire time from occult and dark forces. Now we go to the Quranic surah count, 114 surahs, which is calculated as 6 by 19, showing the macrocosmic order of the revelations. The physical divisions, which are called juz, 30 juz, matches the exact abjad value of the letter lam, which represents the active physical kingdom, the mulk. Now, the
Mhm.
Fatiha, Al Fatiha, is 7 verses, the cosmic cycle of active manifestation, guiding the human soul back into the portal of the Ba. Now we see the comparative esotericism, aligning Sufi Abjad with the supreme mathematics of the 5%.
Mm.
So, first we look at the supreme mathematics, which is number one, knowledge, the foundation of all things in existence. To quote unquote know the ledge so you won't fall over the edge.
Yep.
Symbolic to the original black man, the sun who is the sovereign master god of his local system. Second, being wisdom, the dynamic manifestation of knowledge, one's physical way, actions, and speech. To wise the dome, wisdom, symbolic to the black woman, whom we refer to as the moon's or earth reflecting light.
Mhm.
Three, understanding, the best part of life, to see clearly with the internal third eye. The physical eyes are but outer doorways to our deeper spiritual sight, symbolic to the child, the star who is Allah. We go through numbers 4 through 6. 4 is cultural freedom. Culture is one's true organic way of life. Islam, I, self, Lord, and Master. Freedom is to free the dome, the mind from the active, trick knowledge, and traps of the negative forces.
Mhm.
5 is power refinement. Power is truth. Truth is the active light that brings the 85 percenters out of the triple stages of darkness.
Talk
To
about it.
refine is to make pure. That which has been refined must be inherently divine. 6 is equality, to be equal in all things, such as knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And it also represents the physical limitations of the devil and unrefined human matrix. And what all of this is teaching us is that we're looking for Allah or God in the mosque, in the church, in the temples, over here, over there at the sky, but we're looking for that. We're not looking for that creator where, that force really is, which is inside the human heart. So when we look at what the 5% is teaching us, it aligns with even the Moorish science, where Noble Drew Ali says that if you need to find Allah, look inside your heart.
That's a
And the
fact.
and the Sufi proverbs, brother, that I tried to find God, I only found myself. I tried to find myself, but I only found God. So the 5%ers at that time, even with Father Allah, were teaching heavy, heavy spiritual science at that time where there was no official Sufi presence in America, right? During
Mhm.
that time.
Yep. I agree.
So Father-in-law definitely, if you really want to think about it, Father-in-law was the first Sufi master in America, and he started the first Sufi order, which is the nations of the gods and the earth, the 5% nation, telling people that Allah is within you.
Yeah, I am what I am. It's so true because that framework of the supreme mathematics itself,
Uh-huh.
as you said in the beginning, and from my studies watching it, it likens to Kabbalah and Gematria. Like every axiom
Definitely.
has a every word, every number has a definition, something that represents the breaking down of the numbers and the adding
Mhm.
on and removing, and it's like so it's so powerful that it sparks the brain to to dig deep, like where you go into a point of the Ein Sof, you just going straight into what they call nothingness. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
and as we move on, we look at number 7, God, the original Asiatic black man with knowledge of self,
Yeah.
possessing the sovereign power to build and destroy, maker, owner, cream of the planet Earth, and master of the physical universe. Number 8, build and destroy, to actively add on and elevate on the foundation of all things in existence, knowledge. In order to build up divine states, one must first dismantle and destroy negative structures. And in the Sufi path, they tell us to perfect your thoughts, perfect your habits, and honor the vessel which has been given to you. Because in the Sufi path, they tell us that we are the vicegerent of Allah on this earth. So he or she, that physical force of the creator, is not going to come physically itself and interfere in our affairs. We've been given the free will and accord, right, to be righteous. And the 5%ers is either you're righteous or you're a devil. So we've been given that free will and accord to do the right thing as the physical representations of that creator on this earth. And that's what we got to do. Is even what Father Allah said, we got to take care of the babies, take care of our women, educate them, uplift them. And this is the role that we have to play. So number 9, born, to bring into physical, active, and mental existence. Born twice, once physically through the dark chamber of the mother's womb, and once mentally through Allah's mathematics. Basically, to be born, this cycle of death and rebirth and initiation, die
Hmm.
before you die.
Exactly.
And we go
Metaphorically.
into, yeah, go ahead, brother.
Now I'll say it metaphorically. I want people to be like, oh, it means physically, no, metaphorically,
Yeah, basically,
allegorical.
because allegorically, if you really look at it, it kind
Hmm.
of comes down to the fact that this world, we see the world for what it is, and we have to realize that we have to be in our high divine state in order to get the most out of not only our human experience, but this life and with each other.
Exactly.
So as we go to 0, 360 degrees deciphers, and how our brothers of the 5% refers to each other as ciphers, it is the complete circle of reality. The cipher 0 represents a complete 360-degree circle of life. It is structurally comprised of 120 degrees of knowledge, 120 degrees of wisdom, and 120 degrees of understanding. It follows a continuous repeating zigzag zig progression, starting from absolute knowledge, manifesting into physical wisdom, developing into complete understanding, and returning back to knowledge. The cipher represents the total environment and community.
Dope right
We
there.
go into the esoteric alphabets compared, where we compare the Ilm al-Huruf from the Sufi aspect with the nations of the gods and the earth. So the primary source, Aleph, 1, the absolute unmanifested source of all life and divine presence, which equals to A in the supreme alphabets, Allah, the absolute Asiatic black man, the
Hmm.
primary seat of intelligence. The polar manifestation is Ba, 2, the cosmic receptacle, the womb through which duality manifests, which is B,
Mm.
born, the command to physically manifest and bring into existence, our
Mm.
word. The master key, Meme, is 40, the Muhammadan reality, the complete sealing circle of the messengers, which is for the letter M, master, one who has conquered the self and rules through supreme math. The inner spirit, the Ha, which is 5, the divine breath, the hidden source of vitality and creation, which is he, her, the divine masculine and feminine components of localized mastership. Now
That's
we have the practical Sufi numerology. And in Islam, they tell us that everyone, when we go to heaven, brother, everyone's going to be the age of 33, not a
hmm
day older, not a day less. And this basically comprises with the vertebrae in the 33 repeats. So
talk about it.
after we're done making salat, we're done making the prayers, Our post prayer zikr, the liturgies or being in remembrance of repeating Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, and Allahu Akbar on the tasbih, on the zikr, practitioners recite each phrase exactly 33 times. 33 cycles of the moon, 33 lunar cycles of the Islamic calendar with Ramadan, the age 33 in heaven, which we're all going to be. This matches the 33 vertebrae of the human spine, acting as a mathematical lock to align the nervous system. The numerical shield of 786. Now, in mathematical operations, the phrase Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim adds up to exactly 786 in the Abjad system. Now, the Sufi healers and scholars write 786 at the top of documents and amulets to compress and emit the complete protective frequency of the verse. So, when you go to Muslim countries, you're going to see on the back of cars and bikes and trucks, they have 786 written on it because it kind of like gives them spiritual protection.
Mm. Right, the vibratory, the frequency of the numbers.
Have you seen something like that in New York? I know New York's got like a big Muslim population.
Um, honestly, nah.
So I've seen this when I was in Pakistan and other Muslim countries. I would see this all the time. So we look at the lataif now of the heart and the 99 names. The 99 names of Allah are not random. They are mapped directly to the subtle spiritual energy centers, the lataif of the human chest.
Mm,
Repetitions of each specific names are tailored by numerical recipes to break down physical and spiritual blockages. So every name of Allah is basically manifesting a different reality. If
mm-hmm.
we look at the name Ya Fatahu, it basically means to open. So if you're trying to manifest something, you could keep reciting Ya Fatahu, while visualizing what you're trying to achieve. And you actually do manifest whatever that you're trying to manifest. So these names are basically spells that you could use to manifest different things.
Mm. So that's going from knowledge to born right there.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
definitely. It's like if you're trying to find love, right? One
Mhm.
Allah's name is Wadud. So you keep reciting Ya Wadud, and visualizing in your mind like a movie that you're finding
Mm,
a spouse, you're getting married, and that Sufi magic is real.
mm. So that's why, not to, I don't want to disrupt this presentation
Uh-huh.
because it's very beautiful, beautifully put. Um, Part of the Sufi, I have noticed that they do this. Let me know if I'm going to it, too far into the presentation, but this
Uh-huh.
dance where they twirl around like
Yes.
the cycle of the universe and they are chanting. Is that part of it too?
Yeah, exactly. Because think about it this way: La ilaha illallah. There is no God but God. So, how do I explain to somebody that you don't exist? Everything is just the only thing that existed in the beginning was Allah, God, and even it says in the Quran that everything shall perish except for for his face, and the only thing that exists in the end is God. So, how do I tell somebody, "Hey, brother Ron, you don't exist. Brother Mike, you don't exist. I don't exist. We're all just different manifestations of that reality, experiencing itself through itself." And even what Baba Muhayyiddin, the Sufi master, says that only Allah can worship Allah. So, what does that
Oh,
mean?
oh, yeah.
What does that really mean? That we don't exist and only Allah can worship Allah, and Allah was the hidden treasure who wished to know itself through itself. That's why it created mankind and jinn so it could be worshipped. So it's
Mhm.
you see what's going on here.
I see it because you create as they say in the Bible, ye are gods. You create the image of God. Therefore, you are God on earth. But saying this to the masses as they put it, the 85ers, they'll be like, "Oh, you're being blasphemous
Yeah,
by talking as such." You know what I'm saying? But they don't look into their Bible where they say the God that you worship gave you dominion over,
yeah.
created you one step further than the angels.
And see, that's why Allah gave us this representation on this earth, because after God, we are the highest ranking creature, not only in this world, but the universe.
Mm-hmm.
That's why all of the angels and beings were instructed to bow before Adam. We are the
Yep.
vicegerent of Allah on this earth. And that's what the 5%er is telling you, that it's you. You don't need to
Yep.
look anywhere else. You take responsibility for your life, for your community, for your women and children.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Sufi path is telling you too. So, with our free will and accord at the same time. And I think once people get to that, then that kind of solves much of the equation for them. As for the 85 percenters, the Quran, tells you that there will be those people Allah has sealed their hearts, their minds, their eyes. No
Mm-hmm.
matter how much evidence you show them, they're still not going to get it.
Yeah. Because, as we know what the terms of religion means to rely upon to, to tie back is when you remove the veil of religion, and again, we're not bashing religion, it when you remove that veil, the accountability is in your hands, as you said. You are
Hmm.
accountable for your actions, your thoughts. And there
Yeah.
was one book that I read. I'm still in the process of reading it. You know what I'm saying? So let me correct that. The reintegration of man,
Hmm.
and it talks about that. You know what I'm saying? You're becoming one again. You're removing all these veils, and you're going back to the true essence of who you are. So yeah,
Exactly. And one Sufi teaching his brother that it takes 70,000 veils to get back to Allah. So in our human life, let's say in this life I live up to 70 years. The next life I live up to 100 years. I live, and the next life after that I live up to 50 years. So all of those incarnations, once they add up to 70,000, that's when you stop coming back here.
beautiful.
Yeah. So as we move on to the macrocosmic orbits and atomic spin, now the counterclockwise pilgrimage, the tawaf that they do in Mecca, right at the Kaaba. Recently, the Hajj happened. So the pilgrims performing the tawaf around the Kaaba, it's the rite of circumambulation. They circulate the monument in a counterclockwise motion. This is not arbitrary, it is in perfect physical harmony with the rotation of the Earth on its axis and the orbit of planets around the Sun. The microcosmic atomic mirror, at the microscopic level, every atom consists of space where electrons orbit their central nucleus in a counterclockwise direction. Physical matter is, in essence, performing a constant silent tawaf around its divine center. And it's just like the Sufi dervishes, like you said, when they're dancing, they're just going in that circular motion. The atom encoded in the Ba, Sufi cosmology teaches that this precise physical orbital reality, concentric spheres orbiting a single high mass nucleus, was encoded in the horizontal line and single central dot of the letter Ba over 1400 years ago. So we see even in the Masonic initiation, they do the rite of circumambulation, take them around the altar, the Kaaba, you're doing the same thing. They're wearing the ihram, which is like an anagram of Hiram, where no matter what background you have, everyone is equal and on the level. That's what changed Malcolm X's thinking and mind when he was there.
Yep.
And the Kaaba is the perfect ashlar stone, right? The way that it's built in that square. Inside, there's three pillars and an altar: strength, beauty, and wisdom, and the altar of God. And you go
Hmm.
around it 7 times, seven being the letter G, representing God and completion. So it's
Hmm.
all like interrelated with each other.
Of course.
Now we get to the three memes of Bismillah. The first meme is Bism, which is representing the river of the unmanifested ocean of power, the Bahar al Qudra. It is the source from which all physical elements and potential states arise. The second meme, being Rahman, represents the river of active manifest creation. It distributes light, warm sustenance, and physical structure to the macrocosmic local systems.
Mhm.
The third meme is Rahim, represents the river of targeted inward mercy. It serves as the decoder, pulling the sincere seeker back into the sanctuary of the Mohammedan heart, Yasin. Now, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Allah is genderless and formless. It is not female or male. Basically, the Rahman is feminine and the Rahim is masculine. So
Mm.
God is genderless, formless, androgynous energy that many of the occult traditions try to mimic today. And even in the Sufi path, they tell us that the Muslim is not complete until he or she becomes one with their other half. That's when the
Mm.
true blessings of God start coming into your life. That's why they tell you you got to get married. So both of those energies bring good luck into your life.
Yep.
Even what they show you in the Matrix, right? Neo and Trinity, they couldn't become the one until they both became one with each other. So basically, that unlocks a lot of our hidden powers. So a lot of the brothers and sisters out there, like if you got a chance to get married, you found the right one, just do it, because there's an
Yeah.
occult secret behind that, right? You actually manifest realities within yourself. Like I seen this in my Pakistani community, right, where they get married and all of a sudden there's money coming in, they're doing good in business, something else is happening
Yeah.
because you combined that Rahman and Rahim when the two opposites come together. So there,
Talk
there's
about
like
it.
there's like a secret behind that.
Of course, because oh, it's down to the science. Even when the two become one to create the child, the chromosomes on both sides, and you
Hmm.
gotta take, as you said, the occultic side, the spiritual aspect from that person's family, your family, the energy, the vortex that's created.
And see, that's why I say Father Allah was the first Sufi master, and the
Mhm.
5% movement is the first Sufi order in America because not only he taught the followers that you are, Allah, it's you, it's not anybody else or anything else.
Yeah,
But at the same time, he gave emphasis to the community and the mother, the father, and the child. So he knew what he was doing.
Holy Trinity, right there.
Yep. So the
Wow.
9 points of the heart, as we move on to nine, the enneagram key. Now, the boundary of the single digit matrix is that in the Naqshbandi Sufi path, the spiritual mapping, the number nine, represents the ultimate gateway. The 9 points of the enneagram map the exact energetic doorways into the spiritual heart of the seeker. Because our decimal system resets after nine, 10 is simply one and zero repeating. The number nine represents the outer limit of physical relative existence. It is the cosmic filter through which the soul must pass to reach the absolute unity of the Creator. Now we look at the historical and academic references. These are some of the books that I recommend. The
Yeah.
Kashf al-Majub, The Secrets of the Naqshbandi Way by Sheikh Nurjan, and anything also from Ibn Arabi I recommend as well. So anything from Ibn Arabi, from the Naqshbandi Sheikhs, it's always good material to look into. And the rest of the time of this presentation, I would just like to conversate with you, brother, and just build. And if there's any like Q&A,
Oh, definitely. There's some Q&A because I'm loving this presentation right here. You brother,
alhamdulillah.
you rocked, man, and very very deep, very informative. Oh man. So I'm actually the first question: how do Sufis interpret recurring numbers, saying in dreams and visions? Every
Uh-huh.
culture talks about their dreams they have and their visions. So, what happens like when Sufi have a dream and they see the numbers in their dreams? How do they you know interpret that?
So basically, that's basically a sign from the divine or Allah that you're being given let's say, a certain numerical value. Like many
Mm.
Sufi sheikhs would tell you that, okay, before you leave the house, recite Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim 100 times and you'll be protected the whole day. So whatever zikrs that they're doing, it's basically kind of like giving them the amount that they need to do. So like each person has their own frequency. Each person has their own assigned numbers. Some people might do a zikr which aligns with Allah in a different way. Someone might have to do it in a different way. So we all have like numerical values attached to the different zikrs that get assigned to us.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. How can one I'm in New York.
Uh-huh.
Like, say somebody's watching this show right now, they be like, "I like to learn more about Sufism. How can I join? Is there a temple that they can? Is there?
Uh,
Are there
yeah,
different temples?
there is, and especially in New York City, because being a major city in America, they definitely have a lot of different, let's say, Sufi orders that are there. I think if you just Google Sufism New York City, you're going to find plenty of stuff. You're going to find Naqshbandi, you're going to find Jarahi, Enneadi. You're going to find so many different things. But as we are melanated, brothers and sisters, I would say that even the Sufi orders in America are sometimes culturally appropriated. So I
That's
myself
a given.
come from Pakistan. I'm dealing with the Sufi sheikhs directly from my home country. I
Mm,
seen here that there's like a certain hijacking or whitewashing of certain beliefs and certain orders. And there was a Turkish woman that I was speaking to, and she
mhm.
said, I went to the Sufi order and it comes from Turkey. And, they were talking to me like they knew more about it than I did. And I'm like, this is my order from my country.
Yeah.
So it's good. Just explore. It's just like, a Mason trying to find the right lodge. You got to go visit the different lodges and find the one that clicks for you, where the
Yep.
brethren are welcoming, the vibe is good. So the Sufi orders, I would say the same thing. If you're in
Yeah.
America and you have no choice, right? You can't travel to other places. Just check them all out and see the one which clicks for you. And I guess, go from there.
I got you. That's peace right there.
Yep. Yep.
Can the numerical systems and structure strengthens one faith in their practice?
Uh
Like,
huh.
some people will, all right, not bashing religion, but some people, if you speak to them in Christianity, although they have a book of numbers in the Bible, they be like, we don't deal with that. Were there any other were there any Sufis that had the same sentiment about that? Like, I don't want to deal with the numbers. I just want to deal with the spiritual aspect of it.
Not that I know of, not really, because every Sufi teacher that I came across, whether it was Sufi masters or books, even the Prophet Muhammad himself, right, peace be upon him, said that seek knowledge from cradle to grave. And
Yeah.
he also said that seek knowledge as far as China, even if you got to go to China. I'm like, it's an obligation and a duty of every Muslim or every Sufi or every believer, right, to just basically perfect your character and learn as much knowledge as you can every day, not limited to what field you're dealing with. So there is no like restriction or limitation. And again, see, look, the
Mhm.
church talking about, oh, we don't deal with the numbers and stuff. That's why the Moors were in Spain while they were being persecuted by the church to bring them from darkness into the light.
Got you. Yeah. Because, some people do look at it like, they say that the number stuff deal with divination and that's not of God,
Hmm.
which I find very odd because God did, the universe is built upon mathematics and such, you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, okay. So I find that very odd, but I get it.
Mhm.
Um, Again, beautiful presentation.
Thank you,
You being
brother.
that you're from Pakistan, you're Sufi. Were you ever? Did you study with the 5%ers before? Have you studied with them?
There was while I was I'm here in the Philadelphia area, so in this area that I was working with, I was working at a phone store, and at that phone store, there would be many 5%ers or Moors and Sufis that would come, and I, I would just build with them. I would learn from them. And I
Mm,
related it to my own spiritual journey as someone who's been through the Sufi system in Pakistan, plus the Masonic system. And
mm,
I kind of like saw the interrelatedness of each other. And it reminded me of Surah 2, verse 62 of the Holy Quran, where Allah tells you that, He doesn't, or, that force, he or she doesn't care what specific religion you follow as long as you're an upright, righteous individual. And
mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the 5%. Okay, they're saying the same thing, that either you're righteous or you're a devil. Surah 2, verse 62 of the Quran is saying the same thing, that Allah doesn't care about what you follow as long as you're a righteous individual, upright, righteous individual. And I'm putting two and two together and I'm looking at the Moors. Okay, Noble Drew Ali saying, look into your heart. The Sufis telling you to look into your qalb. Rumi is saying the same thing. Listen to that voice that doesn't speak when you're trying to like
Mm,
connect with Allah, or be still. In the book of Psalms, it says, be still and know I am God. And how Muslim is described when a baby is born. The Sufi said that that baby, he or she is born a Muslim until they change their faith. And when they will come back to Islam, they said he or she reverted. So what does it mean? Like the baby's not doing any spiritual practices or
no.
like doing salat or anything like that. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, it's to be in that state of submission and stillness. That is to be one with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of the universe. And the Asiatic black man, when see, that's why our brothers and sisters, they're talented in sports, entertainment, in music, whatever they put their heart and mind to, they excel above anyone else. There's something different about them. And when they say, oh, that brother's got soul, when Adam was put onto the earth, the majority of those soul elements were put into the black woman and the black man. And that's why, even if you look at the genetic studies today, most other humans and races, I'm being blunt here, they're most connected to the Neanderthal, while the most original human is the Asiatic black man.
Listen, bro. Scientifically, it's been proven. I want people to be like, "Oh, they they are being condescending and then self-absorbent." No, your own professors from Wendell and Leakey said it themselves. The first life form they found on Earth was human being. The first
See,
human being was from African descent. They
see,
called the Busi.
I'm telling these people, man, I'm telling you as a Pakistani that there's people that know who you are. You don't know who you are.
Say that again, man. Hold on, brother. Hold on, hold on. We gotta give you that because a lot of there's something I always tell my family members and those close to me. You are studied every day.
Yeah,
The so-called enemy studies you better than you study yourself. They study
no
your culture, your
doubt.
language, your emotions. They know how to get you going using emotional trigger words because people are melanated, including Pakistanis. People of melanin, higher melanin, tend to have a bit of more connection to the universe, more compassionate, I can
Yes.
say. You understand? And when it comes down to faith, they really immerse themselves in
Yeah.
faith.
Exactly. And we have that within us. There's something that we have within us. Like even with me, I'm a Muslim, right? And I could go to the most dangerous neighborhood in Philly or Chicago or New York. They know I'm a Muslim. There's something in their blood that will love me, that will respect me, that will give salam to me. Or I could go
Mhm.
to a white collar, white neighborhood and they'll call the police on me maybe within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, who's dangerous, right? Like what is being shown here. So it's in our, we have that connection to God naturally within ourselves. And
Mhm.
that's what we have to establish is that this world that we've been given, if we come together, we can create something beautiful for ourselves, our families, and how the ink of the scholar is heavier than the blood of the martyr.
Mhm.
So if you could reclaim your intellectual heritage and pass that on to your children, raise them correctly, make sure you give them the character development that's needed,
Mhm.
then I think that we definitely leave something behind. And even Pakistan and India, right? You can look up the
Oh yeah.
Moorish kings who ruled India. There's an
Yeah.
article out there, the African kings who ruled India, and the
Mhm.
indigenous Pakistanis and Indians that are there.
Mhm.
You could look them up. Like they have like a blackish blue hue, like hue skin, like how the
Yeah.
Hindu, like how the Hindu gods are depicted
Yeah.
and how the Urdu language from Pakistan, if you go to the Library of Congress in America, it's classified as a Moorish language. And
Mm.
Queen Victoria in England, her tutor was a Moor, and that's why it was called Victoria's Secret, because he was
Mm.
probably her lover and her teacher at the same time. And these indigenous communities are all over the world. You know what they're calling Tartaria today, and all this other stuff. I would tell people that you dominated and ruled the whole world, but now you're going through an amnesia.
Of course. Sleeping giant. And they
Yeah,
keep you distracted with entertainment and most, entertained and you're should I say pacified with drugs and other little trinkets,
yeah.
that throw you off your game. But being that you're from Pakistan, right? And how do like mainstream Muslims, Orthodox, right, outside of you, view the nation of God's and earth, or nation of Islam, or nation of Islam, Sufism, and Moors, um, the Moorish route of Islam? How do they view that?
I mean, I would put them in the 85% category of the deaf,
Okay.
dumb, and blind, because
Okay.
they're too lost in the sauce about how the religion is interpreted literally. So
Gotcha.
even as Islam, brother, you got the inner temple and the outer temple.
Hmm.
Just like how in masonry you got the outer temple, right? They're going to
Hmm.
lodge, doing the charity, doing the fish fries, but the inner temple is dealing with a high esoteric science.
Oh yeah.
The Sufi path is the same thing, where the Prophet Muhammad referred to these people as the people of the bench, the tasawwuf, the people that were following that path of taskiya ul nafs, purification of the self. In the Christian aspect, in Mark 4:11, Christ says the same thing, that there will be those of you taught in parables on the outside, and those that do get it, you're going to be taught the inner mysteries. So
Mm.
it's unfortunate. I wish it was not like this, but that inner temple, outer temple is like everywhere. It's those
That's
that
it.
get it and those that don't.
Yeah, you gotta have eyes. I learned that myself through traveling for about what 5 years now, as the
Uh
God
huh.
say,
Uh huh.
power refinement and learning, learning
Definitely,
about it.
brother.
And it's like you gotta have eyes to see, because if you're not like I said astute, like and you like your third eye not open, you won't catch the allegorical meanings of certain things, because not all communication is verbal.
Well, you have to, because we're taught to basically seek that knowledge. So opening the third eye, there's nothing wrong with that. And um, I would tell even the brothers and sisters who are looking into the Sufi path is that check them all out, but find the one that clicks for you more, because a lot of the systems are like manipulated and hijacked. And if you could find an African Sufi order or something that like it relates to you and you feel it in your spirit,
Yeah,
then I would recommend that as well. I know different systems and groups are out there, so just do your research on that before joining anything.
got you. So how do are you a teacher yourself within the Sufi order?
No, not really. At the moment, I'm kind of like independent, but
Okay.
at the same time, I'm also a representative of Sheikh Wahid Azal and the Nur Fatimiya Sufi order for North America, and
Okay.
that basically deals with the Shia esoteric sciences. And Shia Islam is where a lot of the esoteric sciences are, and
Oh,
how
really?
even now, like if you look at not to speak politics, but the whole Gaza and Palestine situation, we see that the only people that fought back are the Iranians, who are Shia, the Houthis,
Yeah.
Hezbollah, right? They're all Shia, right? So Shia Islam got vindicated in this situation, while the Sunni Arab sellouts got exposed for the hypocrites that they are, and
Come on,
how
man.
the Ottoman Empire would have existed if the Arabs didn't betray Islam and what we know as the Lawrence of Arabia situation. So again, it was them, it is them now today. So Islam is not a, let's say, Arab culture religion. Islam is universal submission to the will of God and you realizing your true God self through the self realization. And it's not about, let's say, you dressing up like an Arab or speaking Arabic, because I believe the future of Islam majority is going to be non-Arab anyway. What we got
Mm.
to do as a community is kind of be able to see through these things. And I think even the Hashashin, right, the assassins, they were Shia. So we got to be able to see, and separate the veil of what's being shown to you and what's not being shown to you. One of my good friends, he would always tell me, like, hey, Sal, like, whatever he or she is telling you, that's fine. But you got to look at what they're not telling you. That's where the real truth is,
Mm. Got
right?
you.
And you got to study yourself. Like, we can read all of the books, we could do everything, but how well do we know ourselves the best? Know thyself, our strengths, our weaknesses.
Talk about it.
What am I good at? What can I do? How can I improve my character? Right? Chip away at the rough ashlar until it becomes a smooth ashlar.
Oh, here
Uh,
we go. Here we go. Here
you
he
know,
go.
in the
He's
Sufi
talking.
path, like the adab, Prophet Muhammad was a widow's son.
Mm.
He lost his father at a young age, and his mother passed away when he was 6. He was a widow's son. Then his first wife that married him was a widow too. And he said, I came to perfect the adab, the character of mankind. So everything, every day is about self realization. It's not about you pounding your head on the rug and getting the mark on your head and
Yeah.
you treating other people in a bad way. I mean, you could go to church or read the Bible, go to the mosque, read the Quran, but if you're not treating yourself or others respectfully, then none of that means
Yeah.
anything.
It's useless.
It's useless. It's like the people you see now going to the Hajj. Hajj is so expensive by these Arab royals, and it's only the people that got money that can go to Hajj. So Hajj right now is like a material thing. Like, hey, I got a house, I got a car, I went to Hajj. The real Hajj is the initiation of your heart. Most of
Talk
these
about it.
people, they don't realize when they go to Mecca, it's very spiritually heavy. One of my Naqshbandi Sufi friends, he said that when he was doing the rite of circumambulation, the tawaf around the Kaaba, he
Hmm.
felt an entity take out his heart and weigh it on a scale to see if he was found worthy and put his
Oh,
heart right
Matt.
back into him.
Sound like my aunt.
Exactly. Ma'at, and in Islam they call it the scales of Mizan.
Okay. See,
So
small language.
it's all interrelated because Islam, Allah tells you that from the time of the Egyptians, the Sumerians, it was an ancient religion being revealed in stages. That's why
Mm.
in Surah 5, Allah tells you, I revealed your religion in stages. And with Islam being the final revelation, I perfected your religion. So since the time of Gilgamesh to the pharaohs up until now, it was a religion being revealed in degrees.
Mm.
It's the same exact thing that's being taught, and that's the beauty of it. And it's like the people that go to Hajj now, they just go take their little pictures for social media and come right back. That initiation doesn't happen for them. That guy, they took his heart out and weighed it on a scale. Out of
Yeah.
100 people, that might happen to only one.
Mm.
So
Yo,
that's a true occult initiatic experience.
no, it's true because there's a point you can't say much, but there's a point where you go through that where it's just you and it's just you and God
Yeah.
within that moment.
Yes, sir.
And it's not what you think. It's gonna be beautiful angels just floating in the air, you hearing the choir singing and violins playing. No, it's the true. Your true self will be shown,
It's the
and you gotta
truth.
deal with it. It's a beautiful ugly, and you gotta
Yeah.
deal with it.
And
You,
see these people that are not treating the there are not good people.
mm-hmm,
They're cheating in business, they're lying to others, they're manipulating others and
mm-hmm,
putting other people down while pretending to be good religious people.
mm-hmm,
They can go to Mecca, right, get the ticket, go to Hajj,
mm-hmm.
but it's just like they just went there and came back, nothing happens
Yeah,
for them.
it's not fruitful. It's empty. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's just quantitative, not quality.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's something that you said about Father Allah, peace be upon him.
Peace be upon him.
Um, that's known. I don't want to say the name because I don't want the 5%ers to jump on me. But the the founder, the creator of the 5% Nation, right? You say that was the truest form of Sufism order
Yes.
right there, right? Some will be in an uproar for that, but I get where you're coming from. So, because we have an open mind, open discussion.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because the reason that I say that is because Noble Drew Ali established the first quote unquote Islamic presence in America with the Moorish
Yeah.
Science Temple of America.
Hmm.
And I tell these people, man, the Pakistanis and the other communities, that you got to be thankful for the sacrifices our melanated brothers and sisters made for us, so we could practice Islam peacefully in this country, right? There was a lot of struggles that went behind the scenes for this to happen. And and Father Allah, right, him being the first Sufi master in America. Why? Because he told everyone to look within. He taught about the community, the father, the mother, and the child, how all of that is interrelated, how to perfect your characters, being righteous, and perfecting your communities. What it says in Surah 2, verse 62, about finding that within and being righteous, not following any specific religion. So For those that got the eyes to see, Father Allah was the first Sufi master, and 5% Nation. You could say it's a Sufi tariqa, it's a Sufi order, right?
Got you.
It's beautiful, all
Oh,
beautiful.
it is. It is because I remember I used to go up in Mecca. I used to
Uh-huh.
go up to the school right there. You know what I'm saying?
And it's still there, right? Like
Yeah,
the Harlem School in Mecca.
of course, it's still there. I was going there. This is 2012. I was with this the god name was Seaborn Allah,
Uh-huh.
and I got a chance to meet what's the brother name? Al Jamar, the elder brother, the elder
That
god.
that is
I got
that
a
is
chance to meet
beautiful.
him. It was a Tuesday, 7 p.m. It was the class about the body and the lessons. It's a very long time ago, but being in there and to hear a brother that was teaching it, and he taught it in such a way that it was digestible. It wasn't like that in your face yelling. It was just like, yo, read that again. Tell me, break it down. How do you see it? And it was a beautiful experience. But
And what I would tell our brothers and sisters in New York is that the way the gentrification is affecting our communities in Philly and New York,
yeah,
don't let nothing happen to that place. Get the mayor involved if you need to, Mayor Mamdani involved, or whoever you need to get involved. Don't let that.
oh, I don't know. It'll be an uproar. It'll be uproar. So being that we
Oh,
say Noble
it went
Drew
out for a
established,
second. Oh, do you see me,
yeah,
brother?
yeah, I can see you. You said Noble Drew brought Islam to
Oh,
America, right?
perfect.
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Hmm.
Noble Drew, do you consider Noble Drew part of the
Yep, I
Sufi
hear you.
order? All right. Do you consider Noble Drew part of the Sufi order?
Yes,
The more,
I definitely do, because most people don't know that Jamal al-Afghani, who's a Sufi master and he was a Mason as well, he actually visited the parents of Noble Drew Ali in the late 1800s in Chicago. He came with Muhammad Abdu, who was a Mason himself and a Sufi master. So, and plus, Noble Drew Ali went to Egypt, and there's a lot of hidden initiatic experiences that the masters of the East, their invisible hands are guiding us here in the West to do the work
mm,
that we need to do. Madame Blavatsky referred to Jamal al-Afghani as Serapis Bey, right? Her hidden
mm,
teacher in Egypt. And
mm.
they were like the brotherhood, Hermetic Brotherhood of Luxor of Light.
Yeah, I
So
remember that.
Noble Drew Ali was the same. They're all connected with each other.
Some get angry about that because they be some Moors that be passionate because there are times where I said, and I say this with respect, not trying to
Yeah,
step on no toes. Aesthetically, before I got into the whole traveling journey for myself, when I used to just read books from like Elijah Muhammad and some
yeah,
Moorish authors, I always said I see aesthetically the resemblance with masonry and how they function, the hierarchy system. So I've been
yeah.
oh, it's kind of like with
And a lot of the Western occultism, Rosicrucianism, all
mhm,
this stuff, they took it from Islam. I mean, even what they call the secret chiefs in Western occultism, that comes
mhm,
from the Rijal al-Ghaib, the hidden saints who basically handle reality on Allah's behalf,
mhm,
right? Rosicrucianism, the symbol of the rose, belongs to the Qadiriya Sufi order. He went to the east and got initiated by the Moors of North Africa. It's Freemasonry, the Knights Templar, same thing. They went to the
yeah,
east, got that knowledge, brought it back to the west.
Jack
So,
de Molay.
the thing is that's what I tell people is reclaim the intellectual heritage. There's a bridge between the east, and that includes the Asiatic black man of North Africa and the so-called Middle East, and
Mhm,
our, people, our melanated brothers and sisters, is take back that intellectual heritage, establish the link. The sources are there. I put together the sourceful presentations with sources and the books and everything. And, it's, you got to leave something behind for
talk
humanity to
about it.
benefit from. It's like going to a village somewhere where they don't have water and you make a well for them. And anytime they drink from that water, Allah is going to reward you even after your death. So leaving
Mhm,
knowledge behind is also a sadaqah, a blessing which continues to bless you even after you die. And on the realm of the ether, the ethernet, internet.
Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Go ahead, brother. Yo, we gotta have you come back, man. We gotta come back. We gotta dive deep because I want to know more about Noble Jirali. And on this platform we had Moors come on here and they gave us that perspective of Noble Jirali.
Sure.
And some, there's different stories. Some would say he was a Mason, but the
Hmm.
name Noble is there, and some will get angry about it, like, nah, you Masons are this and that, yeah, just trying to hijack, yeah, dirty X, Y, and Z, whatever the case may be. I'm like, peace be on to you, brother. God bless you for y'all talking like that. But we're just here trying to put the pieces together, as you said, to reclaim our intellectual property
Hmm.
that speaks of our legacy and to uplift our people and to do better. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for the division. We're not
Yes.
here for that division. It's
Yes.
all about love here. You know what I'm saying? Because we could have all that information and knowledge and books, and we have all these titles, and we still can't get it together. Our communities will still continue to be run by outsiders. We'll
Yeah.
still have plagues of crime and diseases and X, Y, and Z taking place with all this knowledge. So right now, it's just time for us to be better people, to do great, love each other, and just grow. And that's what I'm all about. That's what NYP is all about. My
Yes.
brother, Salam Sheikh, I appreciate you for coming out tonight, my brother.
Yeah, peace and
Real,
love to you, brother. Peace and love to brother Ron, to you, brother Mike, to the
no doubt.
NYP family. I'm here in Philadelphia. I mean, if I ever get a chance to visit New York, I definitely let you know, and just know that you're always welcome here as well.
Bro, I used to live in PA. I was out in Allentown.
Oh, Allentown, okay.
Yeah, I was out there for a bit, and I went to Philly a few times. But I was in Philly like a few months ago, man. And let me tell you,
Uh-huh.
that Islam community in Philly is no joke, bro.
Yeah.
These brothers, listen, say what you want. It could be in the streets whatsoever, but when it comes to that Quran, brothers will go front and back with you, bro. They know it by heart. Great.
And see that's the beauty of Islam, is that it brings our people together. And even if you look at New Orleans, right, the West African Sufi Islamic origins of voodoo in New Orleans,
Hmm.
when a lot of the people and communities were there, so many of these spiritual practices were there, especially when they were being targeted by colonialism and slavery, and
Yep.
how their faith helped them survive the ordeals. And it's the faith. If you put that faith into practice, it really bears a lot of fruit. And I think as time goes on, brother Mike, you and I will see this beautiful change in our lifetime. I think white supremacy, it's on its way out.
Of course.
You and I will see that defeated within our lifetime, inshallah.
Inshallah. My people, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Super chats. Do hit that button, hit that bell notification, subscribe, share it. Come back, man. Brother, it was a pleasure to have you on here with love. Come back. This is your home, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
That
brother.
being said, we are out. NYP. Peace and love.
Peace and
One.
blessings to everyone.